today, the Lord will support in the it is multiple folded. It is, if you are starting something today, it will be very auspicious. So spiritually also you can start something. Yes, it is not only material. Yes, many Lakshmi Tirthiya means everyone remember that we'll go and purchase gold and silver. This is the only people mind will come. But actually it is the activities we are supposed to start, the spiritual activities. Okay, so today you can start something. Okay, let me start memorizing the slokas and Bhagavad Gita slokas or Bhagavatam slokas, or let me start reading Bhagavatam. So that if anything, if you start today, it will be auspicious. Lord will help us to continue. Okay, please start something today. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Naranjaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam.
Devin Saraswati Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye.
Tato Jayamudiraye.
Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu.
Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavate Uttamasloke.
Bhagavate Uttamasloke.
Bhaktin Bhavatir Naishchiti.
Bhaktin Bhavati Naishchiti.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya Cha.
Devaki Nandanaya Cha.
Nandagopa Kumaraya.
Nandagopa Kumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 30, 2 to 30. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is The Lord in the Heart. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Bhūta-sūkṣmendriya-sannikarṣaṁ.
Bhūta-sūkṣmendriya-sannikarṣaṁ.
manomayaṁ devamaya vikāryam.
Manomayaṁ devamaya vikāryam.
saṁsādya gatyā saha tena yāti.
Saṁsādya gatyā saha tena yāti.
vijñāna-tattvaṁ guṇa-sannirodham.
vijñāna-tattvaṁ guṇa-sannirodham.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Saha,
Saha,
he, the devotee.
he, the devotee.
Bhūta,
Bhuta,
the gross.
the grass.
Sūkṣma,
Sūkṣma,
the subtle. Indriya,
Indriya,
senses.
senses.
Sannikarṣaṁ,
Sannikarṣaṁ,
the point of neutralization.
the point of neutralization.
Manomayaṁ,
Manomayaṁ,
the mental plane.
mental plane.
Devamayaṁ,
Devamayaṁ,
in the mode of goodness.
the mood of goodness.
Vikāryam,
Vikāryam,
egoism.
egoism.
Saṁsādya,
Saṁsādya,
surpassing.
surpassing.
Gatyā,
Gatyā,
by the progress.
by the progress.
Saha,
Saha,
along with.
along with.
Tena,
Tena,
them. Yāti,
yāti,
goes.
goes.
Vijñāna, perfect knowledge.
Is
Tattvaṁ,
Attam,
truth.
truth.
Guṇa,
Guṇa,
the material modes.
material mode.
Sannirodham,
Sannirodham,
completely suspended.
completely suspended.
Translation and Purport is giving grace away Charana of the A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila. Translation, please repeat behind me. The devotee thus surpassing the
the
grass and subtle forms
grass and subtle forms of
of coverings,
coverings
enter the plane of egoism.
enters the plane of egoism,
And in that status,
and in that status,
he merges the
is the
material modes
material modes
of nature,
nature,
ignorance and passion
ignorance and passion.
in this point,
In this
in
point,
this point of neutralization,
neutral,
and thus reaches egoism in goodness.
is egoism in goodness.
After this,
For this,
all egoism
all egoism
is merged in the
is merged in the
mahat-tattva,
mahat-tattva,
and he comes to the point of
and he comes to the point of
pure self-realization.
your self.
Purport. Pure self-realization, as we have several times discussed, in the pure consciousness of admitting oneself to the eternal servitor of the Lord. Thus, one is reinstated in his original position of transcendental loving service to the Lord, as will be clearly explained in the following verse. This stage of rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord without any hopes of emolument from the Lord or any other way can be attained when the material senses are purified and the original pure state of senses is revived. It is suggested herein that the process of purifying the senses is by the yogic way, namely, the gross senses are merged in the mode of ignorance and the subtle senses are merged into the mode of passion, and mind belongs to the mode of goodness and therefore is called devamaya or godly. Perfect purification of the mind is made possible when one is fixed in the conviction of being the eternal servitor of the Lord. Therefore, simple attainment of goodness is also a material mode. One has to surpass this stage of material goodness and reach the point of purified goodness or vasudeva-sattva. This vasudeva-sattva helps one to enter into the kingdom of God. We may also remember in this connection that the process of gradual emancipation by the devotees in the manner mentioned above, although authoritative, is also viable in the present age of, it is not viable in the present age because of people's being primarily unaware of yoga practice. The so-called yoga practice by the professional protogenists may be psychologically beneficial, but such small success cannot help one in the attainment of spiritual emancipation and mental, as mentioned herein. 5,000 years ago, when the social status of human society was in perfect Vedic order, the yoga process mentioned herein was a common affair for everyone because everyone, and especially the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, was trained in the transcendental art under the care of the spiritual master far away from home. In that status of brahmacharya, modern men, however, is incompetent to understand it perfectly. Lord Sri Chaitanya therefore made it easier for the prospective devotee of the present age in the following specific manner. Ultimately, there is no difference in the result. The first and foremost point is that one must understand the prime importance of Bhakti Yoga. The living being is different species of life are undergoing different terms of engagement according to their fruitive actions and reactions. But in the execution of different activities, one who secures some resources in Bhakti Yoga can understand the importance of service to the Lord through the causeless mercy of the Lord, as well as that of the spiritual master. A sincere soul is helped by the Lord through meeting a bona fide spiritual master, the representative of the Lord. By the instructions of such a spiritual master, one gets the seed of Bhakti Yoga. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that the devotee saw the seed of Bhakti Yoga in his heart and nurture it by the watering of hearing and chanting of the holy name, fame, etc. of the Lord. The simple process of offenseless chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord will gradually promote one very soon to the stage of emancipation. There are three stages in chanting the holy name of the Lord. The first stage is the offensive chanting the holy name, and the second is reflective stage of chanting the holy name. The third stage is the offenseless chanting of the holy name of the Lord. In the second stage, only the stage of reflection between the offensive and the offenseless stages, one automatically attains the stage of emancipation. And in the offenseless stage, one actually enters into the kingdom of God. Although physically he may appear be within the material world. To attain the offenseless stage, one must be on God in the following manner. When we speak of hearing and chanting, it means that not only should one chant and hear only the hear of the holy name of the Lord as Rama, Krishna, or systematically the 16 names Hare Rama, sorry, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But one should also read and hear the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. The primary practice of Bhakti Yoga will cause the seed already sow in the heart of sprout, and by a regular watering process, as mentioned above, the Bhakti Yoga creeper will begin to grow. By systematic nurturing, the creeper will grow to such an extent that it will penetrate the coverings of the universe, as we have heard in the previous verse. Reach the effulgent sky, the Brahmajyoti, and go further and further and reach the spiritual sky, where there is innumerable spiritual planets called Vaikuntha Lokas. Above all of them is Krishna Loka or Goloka Vrindavana, wherein the growing creeper enters and takes repose at the lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna, the original personality of Godhead. When one reaches the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna at Goloka Vrindavana, the watering process of hearing and reading as also chanting the holy name of the Lord in the pure devotional set stage fructifies, and the fruits grown there in the form of love of God are tangibly tasted by the devotee, even though he is here in the material world. The ripe fruits of the Lord, fruit of the love of God, are released only by the devotee constantly engaged in the watering process of described above. But the working devotee must always be mindful so that the creeper will have so grown will not be cut off. Therefore, he should be mindful of the following considerations. 1. Offense by one at the lotus feet of the pure devotee may be likened to the mad elephant who devastates a very good garden if it enters. 2. One must be very careful to guard himself against such offenses at the feet of pure devotees, just as one protect a creeper by all around fences. Third, if so happens that by the watering process, some weeds are also grown, and unless such weeds are uprooted, the nurturing of the main creeper of the creeper of Bhakti Yoga may be hampered. 4. Actually, these weeds are material enjoyments, merging of the self into the absolute without separate individuality, and many other desires in the field of religion, economic development, sense enjoyment, and emancipation. 5. There are many other weeds like disobedience to the tenets of the revealed scriptures, unnecessary engagements, killing animals, and hankering after material gain, prestige, and adoration. If sufficient care is not taken, then the watering process may only help to breed the weeds, stunning the healthy growth of the main creeper, and results is no frustration of the ultimate requirement love of God. 7. The devotee must therefore be very careful to uproot the different weeds in the very beginning. Only then will the healthy growth of the main creeper not be stunned. And by so doing, the devotee is able to release the fruits of love of God and thus live practically with Lord Krishna even in this life and be able to see the Lord in every step. The highest perfection of life is to be constantly in the association of the Lord, and one who can release this does not aspire after any temporary enjoyment of the material world via other media. मय्यानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय पुत्रे श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेषशून्यवाद पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So today is this Sukadeva Goswami is talking about how the yogi who is yesterday we discussed he is surpassing the sevenfold the material existence, and he is leaving his gross and subtle body. So that after the body, the devotee leaving the gross and subtle body forms of covering, so he is entering the plane of the last one. It is a egoism, the false ego. And in that stage, he merges the material mode of natures. So the ignorance, passion, ignorance, and goodness, these are the material modes of nature. So it will become neutralized. And he reaches the goodness. And from after this, so he is merging with the mahat-tattva. So mahat-tattva means he is getting into the point of pure self-realization. So this is the Vedic process, Vedic way of doing the make oneself in the perfect way. So this is the yoga process. This is the why it is the yoga process, because here it is mentioned that, as Purport mentioned here, we are all our gross senses, we are merged with the mode of ignorance. We are leaving that gross senses and leaving the subtle senses. We are merging the subtle senses with the passion, and our mind belongs to the mode of goodness. So this is the way, the way yogic way we are. Even though if we are in the meditation mode, what we need to, we need to forget our body. They will instruct us, you need to forget your body. You are not this body. You need to forget, and you need to concentrate on something like that, right? So that is the yoga process. So you are forgetting the body means that is the mode of ignorance. Ignorance mode. You are forgetting the ignorance mode. And your senses, other senses, you are controlling our sense, other senses. You are closing your eyes, you are not hearing anything, you wanted to focus only on this. So that is the mode of passion, you are doing that. And the mind belongs to, then focus on the particular point or the particular deity, then that is the mode of goodness. So in that way, we have, this is kind, it will reveal as a yoga practice. So, and also Krishna is, the Sukadeva Goswami, our Prabhupada is mentioning here that this is 5,000 years back, this is possible. And the current situation in Kali Yuga, this kind of process is not possible. Even there are so many yoga people are there, they are doing the yoga and all. They are not doing the complete yoga. Yoga means that should connect them with the Lord. So in order to connect them, first the primary step is to make our physical body in the calm status. So for that, we are doing the gymnastic exercises, so that physically we will be flexible. Then we can concentrate on our mind, and we can concentrate on the Lord in the third stage. But whatever we are doing here only they are doing only with the physical stage only. So it is only one of the byproduct only they are practicing. Whatever they are practicing, it is the only for the physically. They will become fit physically only. But they are not practicing the next steps. So meditate upon, calm down all the senses and meditate upon the Lord. These are the next stages. So if you complete these 3 stages, then only it will call as yoga. So if you are doing only the one stage, only physically fit, you're doing the gymnastic exercise, it is called as gymnastic exercise only. We cannot call them as a yoga practice. So, and also Prabhupada is mentioning that yoga practice is not possible in this Kali Yuga, because our mind is always agitating here and there, and we cannot sit in one particular place and do the practice, concentrate on something. It is not at all possible. That is the reason, mercifully, the Lord appeared as in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he propagated how a devotee need to practice. So the practice is chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the way we have to practice. So here, so that is the mercy of the Lord. So in this Kali Yuga, it is not possible to follow the yoga practice and all. So that is the reason Lord mercifully took the avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he gave the holy name to all of us. So that is called Bhakti Yoga. Chanting the holy name of the Lord is the Bhakti Yoga. Chanting the holy name and hearing the holy name is the Bhakti Yoga. And also Prabhupada is mentioning here, we should not stuck with just the chanting the holy name. Because chanting the holy name, we need to, suppose if you are sowing a seed, so chanting the holy name is sowing the seed. So in order to the seed need to sprout and it need to come to a creeper or plant, we need to water it, right? We need to water and we need to fence it, covering it, and we need to get the sunlight, we need to get the air. then only the plant will properly, it will grow. So that is the reason the bhakti, it is compared with the creeper. Okay, it is not compared with a tree. So if it is a tree, you need to put a seed in the somewhere and you need to water for some time. Once it is, the height is gone more than 6 feet, then we don't want to worry. Till that time you need to fence, then after that you don't want to worry, you don't want to water also for the tree. The tree will grow automatically by the nature way. But bhakti is not like that. Bhakti is not like only for some time I need to cover everything. I need to take care, and after that automatically it will grow. It's not like that. Bhakti is like a creeper. Always it has a dangers always. So always it need to be protected, need a protection, and always we need to watering. You see, other big trees, in the mountain and in the forest, nobody is going to put a water. It is natural. Whatever it is coming, it is going. But whatever small creeper we are keeping at home, we need to water it, we need to fence it, then only it will grow properly. We cannot say that, okay, let the rain come, then it will grow. It's not like that. It will, if you are not taking care, then it will die. So that is the bhakti also in that way only. It needs to be considered as a creeper. Bhakti is like considered as a creeper. So Prabhupada mentioned here, if you fence means you have to cover the creeper. So if you are not covering the creeper, what will happen? So other animals, it may come and it will do any harm to the creeper. The similar way, if you are not covering yourself, the material way of Maya, it may come and attack your bhakti. So that is the reason we need to cover it properly and you need to water it properly. And then you need to give the sunlight, all those things, then only the creeper will grow. So the creeper, here Prabhupada is mentioning that that seed is called a bhakti yoga. So that seed is called bhakti yoga. And how it is not only, we need to just chanting the holy name of the Lord and hearing the holy name of the Lord. So in order to give the support to that, see, if you are asking, that is the process actually. We are supposed to chanting the holy name of the Lord, that is enough to get into the kingdom of the Godhead. But in order to support that, because if you simply chanting without having any knowledge, any philosophical knowledge, then what will happen? It will become a sentimental. So you will lose the state, lose the taste, and after some time, you will stop chanting also. So the creeper will die, the bhakti creeper will die. So once the bhakti, the seed saw in our heart, then we need to regularly, we need to water them, we need to fence them. So how to water and fence? What is the water and fence? Reading and hearing the scriptures, like Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavad Gita, hearing Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam. All those things will help us to grow in bhakti. That is, grow means that will work as a fence and nourish the creeper bhakti. It is a watering, and we are putting some fertilizers. All those activities, it will happen through the reading and hearing the scriptures. So reading and hearing along with the chanting, these three things are important. Then the bhakti creeper will grow nicely. So that's what Prabhupada is mentioning. The bhakti creeper will grow. The creeper, the bhakti, whatever it is generated in our heart, that creeper will go. It will touch the whatever we saw the previous slokas. There are 7 coverings are there. Those coverings, the universal coverings, that coverings need to be, in the yogi need to be trust. So here the yogi, even though he is in the material world, the bhakti, whatever creeper he was growing in his heart, that will go and that will break that 7-fold and it will get into the Vaikuntha Loka, or it will get into the so it will reach the bhakti, it will reach the Goloka Vrindavan, the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is the way we have to grow our bhakti. And there are 3 ways of doing the bhakti. There is three ways of chanting here is mentioned. There is, one is offensive chanting, second is reflexive chanting, third stage is the offenseless chanting. Offensive chanting means offensive. Offensive means we are doing the offenses, like we are doing some offense in the sense. So while chanting, our mind will go here and there, and we will offend the there's other senior, other Vaishnavas. So these are the offensive. If you do every day morning we are reading the 10 offensive before chanting, right? So the 10 offensive, if you do something that with, even though we are reading, we will lose by knowingly, unknowingly, we do some offenses. So that stage is called offensive chanting. So later, once continue your chanting, you're continuing your bhakti, then the realization will come. Okay, whatever we are doing with the consciousness, will think, okay, now I'm doing offenses I should not do. This is the offense I should not do. This is the offense I should not do. That kind of reflective stage it will come. It's a second stage. So the third stage is, that's why once we advance in bhakti, then we won't do any offense because we already practiced that. Then we won't do anything. That is a Sutta. Then we will be in the Sutta Sattva stage. We'll reach the offenseless chanting. So when we reach the offenseless chanting, that is a perfect way to connect with the Lord. That will take us to the Lord very easily. So what Prabhupada is here, it is mentioned that how Prabhupada is mentioning that the mindful, what needs to be considered, the offenses, what are the offenses we supposed to consider. So the first offense is, if you are doing the offense with the pure devotee, lotus feet of the pure devotee, what will happen? It is like if your one garden is there, within the garden, if you leave a mad elephant, what will do? It will destroy all the garden, whatever you are there within the garden, all the plants, all the creepers, it will destroy. So the similar way, if you often you're pure devotee of the Lord, what will happen? The bhakti creeper, what it will go? It will get destroyed. Like a mad elephant, how will destroy? It will destroy that. Then what it is saying that second one is, so we need to guard against this. Okay, we should not do the offense to the advertised state of the pure devotee. So we need to protect in that way. We need to put the fence around in the creeper, so that the mad elephant cannot enter. What is the mad elephant? Offense of the lotus feet of the pure devotee is the offense. So that won't enter. What else then? Then we need to do the watering process. When you're doing the watering process, what will happen? If you see the fields, then first they will sow the seed. After that, if you see, they will remove the weeds, which are unwanted plants. Along with, suppose you are doing the groundnut, if you are sowing the groundnut, then after sometimes, if you see once the sprout come, everything come, then along with that, there are some weeds also, unwanted plants also will come along with that. So what they will do, they will go and remove the unwanted plants, and so that whatever the nutrition, the rainwater and whatever the fertilizers and all those things we are putting, and also the sunlight, everything completely taken care by the creeper can take. Otherwise, the weeds will take, and weeds will grow very fast. So that's the reason we need to, while watering the process, the weeds will come. How we are removing the weeds in the field, the similar way we have to remove all other weeds. So what is the weeds? So the material enjoyment is the weeds, and merging the self to the material enjoyment. And we may think that I need to merge with the Lord. So all these things are weeds. So these weeds should be removed. How these weeds can be removed? By hearing properly and reading the scriptures properly, so that all these weeds can be removed. Then what will happen? Then again, what will happen? If you are not taking care of these weeds, and we're not putting water in the creeper properly, what will happen? It won't grow. The bhakti creeper won't grow properly. So what is saying that the bhakti creeper, it will grow, and it will cross the universal covering, and it will cross Vaikuntha Loka, and even it will reach the lotus feet of the Lord. From there, and touch the creeper will touch the lotus feet. Our bhakti creeper, it will touch the lotus feet of the Lord. There it will do the love of God. That is the fruit of the creeper. That will grow once it touches the lotus feet of the Lord. Then the devotee enjoy that fruit. The love of God, they can enjoy. The devotee can enjoy. Once it touch the lotus feet of the Lord, the fruits. So in order to enjoy the fruit, the creeper is supposed to taken care properly, and it will touch the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is the way a devotee is supposed to keep their bhakti in their heart. How it will be? It will be like a creeper. And it will be properly cleansed, properly nourished through water, and we have to remove the weeds. So this is the way you have to take care of the bhakti, so that it will grow properly and it will touch the lotus feet of the Lord, and we will release the bhakti after that. We will reach the highest perfection of life. So the same effect, whatever the Sukadeva Goswami explained in the using the through the yoga process, the same effect we will get in this process, whatever the process we discussed till now, the bhakti yoga, chanting the holy name of the Lord, reading, hearing the scriptures, and not doing any offenses toward the pure devotees of the Lord. If you do these things, the same effect, whatever the other devotee who is the yogi who got the yoga process, the same result he can get simply sitting in the material world. He don't want to do any gymnastic exercise, any other bodily thing, nothing and nothing. Simply do the chanting the holy name of the Lord, hearing the holy name of the Lord, hearing about the Lord, reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. The same effect this person also we can get, and we can get the love of God get also. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.